Coming up on Sports Weekly, we've got highlights from the CIF Southern Section Girls Flag Football Playoffs, the first one ever. Plus, we'll break down a wild Week 9 of the football season, including a big one in the San Andreas League, as we will hear from San Gorgonio coming up next. We'll also hit the tennis court at Indian Springs as the Coyotes were taking on league rival San Bernardino for the Mountain Valley League Championship. And we'll also go inside the gym at a couple different places, including San Gorgonio for the CIF Southern Section Playoffs, San G advancing in the postseason. All that and more coming up on this edition of Sports Weekly on IEMG. And it starts now. All right, welcome to Sports Weekly on IEMG, everybody. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. Give this video a like, and you can also subscribe to the IE Media Group YouTube channel. We would appreciate it. All right, coming up on this show and this segment, we've got flag football, we've got a little tennis, and we're going to break down some water polo as well. And we start with the girls flag football playoffs. And again, we've said this numerous times, but it's worth reminding everyone that this is the first year that girls flag football is a CIF Southern Section championship sport, and we do have one local team that has advanced to the quarterfinals, and that would be the Cajon Cowgirls. Let's take you out to Cajon High School Saturday night in San Bernardino. Cajon taking on La Habra in Division 4 action. It was a 0-0 game in the second half when the Cowgirls' Layla Campbell comes up with a big-time interception for Cajon. So the Cowgirls still trying to get their first points of the game, and they would finally break through. It's quarterback Jaylene Quiros to, well, the gal who just had the interception, Layla Campbell, who comes down with the touchdown as Cajon grabs a 6-0 lead. And it was a big game for Campbell. This time, Quiros going to Campbell, and she's going to pick up some serious yards after the catch, eluding some of the other players from La Habra. And then it's going to be, how about an interception on defense? Zamara Bruce for the Cowgirls getting it done on the defensive side of the football, still throwing a shutout against La Habra. They would add some points. It's going to be Quiros to Riley Torres on the touchdown catch. And now they go for the 2-point conversion. Quiros to Campbell, back to Quiros to Torres. It's all good. The 2-point conversion is good, and Cajon wins 14-0 to advance to the quarterfinals. They will take on Sure High School in the quarters. Congratulations to Cajon, still alive in Division 4. Great run for the Cowgirls so far, and it's not done yet. Now, San Gorgonio was having a great season. In fact, it was a great season, but San G had the tough task of going on the road to La Serna to open up the playoffs, and it was tough. There's Angie Garcia. She would come up with a touchdown catch for San G there. She had 7 catches in the game, that one for a touchdown. Star quarterback Jasmine Benson passed for 73 yards. She also ran for 70 yards, but it would be not enough in this game as La Serna in San Gorgonio's season with a score of 24-6. But San G head coach Matt Spolstra, Coach Matthews, man, what a great year for the Spartans. They finished 16-6 overall and co-champions in the Sunkist League. So it was a huge year for San Gorgonio. Congratulations to them. All right, now we're going to hit the tennis court, and we're going to go to Indian Springs High School. And before we show you some of the highlights, just know that this was a battle between the Coyotes and the Cardinals that went deep into the night. In fact, well, how late? Well, they had to actually break out flashlights and the lights on your cell phone just to light up the courts enough so they could finish this one. That's how even and close this match was between Indian Springs and San Bernardino. It went all the way to the end. In fact, it was Indian Springs coming out on top. But again, it was very close. 10-8 in a tiebreaker against their rivals from Cardinal City. And this, you're looking at number 1, Jayla Jones from Indian Springs coming up with a 6-3, 7-6 victory in the number 1 single spot. That was a very important win for Indian Springs to help them defeat San Bernardino for the Mountain Valley League title. Did I mention that part? Indian Springs, Mountain Valley League champions again. So congratulations to Coach Tony Nunez and the Coyotes. And they are 13-2 and 8-1 in league play to win the Mountain Valley League title. And this was the decisive match. Indian Springs won the first match head-to-head with San Bernardino. The Cardinals won the second match. So it all came down to this, and it came down to a tiebreaker, and Indian Springs wins the Mountain Valley League title. Congratulations, Coach Nunez and the Coyotes. All right, before we wrap up this segment, it is playoff time around here. We just showed you girls flag football. We're going to have volleyball in the next segment. It's also boys water polo playoff time, and we've got 3 teams in Division 6 in the boys water polo playoffs. Pacific is the number 1 seed in Division 6, and the Pirates will open the playoffs at home against California High School from Whittier. We got San Bernardino taking on Tahquitz from Hemet, and Arroyo Valley will battle Channel Islands. So the Hawks, the Cards, and the Pirates all in Division 6, and we'll see if any of them, or maybe all of them, will make a run to the CIF championship game. So the playoffs begin actually later this week on Halloween, October 31st, the first round for the boys water polo playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, when we come back here on Sports Weekly on IEMG, girls volleyball at San Gorgonio, Indian Springs, and Arroyo Valley. We'll be right back here on Sports Weekly on IEMG.